And once again, this is our fabulous presenter, Becca Heisler. And I pass it over to you, Becca.
Thank you so much. Welcome, everyone. It's good to see some of your faces and some of your names in little boxes. If you feel up for it, I acknowledge it is past midnight in New York right now, fully the middle of the night. Maybe some of you are in bed. I don't know. But if you feel up for it, I'd love to see your faces, even if just for part of the session, to draw, another line of connection across time and space. And I'm going to light a candle to bring us into the session, to bring me into the session. It seems like maybe some of you have been here in this Zoom room virtual moment for a while tonight, and maybe some of you are just joining for the first time. But I'm going to light a candle, and if you have a candle nearby and you want to light one with me, I'd love that. If not, you can just, feel the warmth in your heart or in your belly, the warmth of the stars connecting us all through and across time and space. And I'm going to take a few deep breaths after I've lit the candle and just allow myself and allow all of us to reach in connection across this Zoom world. So good to be here together. I'd love for everyone to share a brief introduction in the chat, sharing your name and pronouns and a few words, 1 to 5 words about how your Shavuot is going so far, whether you've been in every session of the night, whether this is your first one, whether this is your first Shavuot ever, or you have stayed up all night, every Shavuot of your life. A few words about how this Shavuot is moving for you right now, and you can write that in the chat. Beautiful. A bunch of people here, their first Shavuot ever. Seeing some open hearts, some emotion, peace, groundedness, openness to learning in these nighttime hours, inspiration, powerful experience. Oh, beautiful. Making feta cheese and cheesecake. Love it. Well, you all can continue to add your introductions into the chat. And there's a practice that I really love that I've learned from some teachers at Sfara, the Radical Queer Yeshiva, which is to dedicate your learning. And so as the introductions continue to roll in, I also invite you all to share a name of a person. It could be a loved one, an ancestor, a teacher, a friend, a student, someone who is ill or suffering, who's on a journey of healing, but someone that you'd like to dedicate your learning to this evening, not just in this session, but across the sessions and throughout the night. Even if this is your last session and your learning will just continue in dream time. Who do you want to dedicate your learning to this Shavuot? I'm dedicating my learning to Paul Cockrell and Sarah Blattman. I see dedication for a grandma. Who would you like to dedicate your learning to tonight? Rose Byron, great-great-grandmother. Dedicating my learning to, what's Sarah, to my friend Adam, a friend who passed suddenly last week. Abby Mark Golub, to my Nana, Madwa, Soph, Mary Ann, Barry, dedicating learning to parents. Beautiful. And to all those names of people that have been spoken and written and are unspoken and just felt in the hearts, may this learning be in service to their healing. May it uplift their memories and their lives. Thank you all. So we're here celebrating Shavuot, the holiday of revelation, the holiday of receiving the Torah, both the written Torah and the oral Torah, and the Torah that exists within each of us that is between and beyond words. The Torah that exists in the middle of the night and in the minutes before dawn. The Torah that exists between, the flutter of a wing and a bird call when something surprises a bird. The Torah that exists in between, realization and reaction. All of those like magical in between moments, honoring that Torah as well. And I want to bring us through a guided visualization of the moment of the Torah being revealed at Sinai. It's one of the more beautiful and fantastical stories in the Torah to me, the story that the Torah tells about its own revealing. And so we'll start with a short sensory meditation and then move into a guided visualization together. So to start off, you can get comfortable. It might be laying down or sitting back, or if you're feeling really sleepy, sitting up, and moving into more of a wakeful posture, whatever you think will serve your learning in this moment. And we'll start just taking a few breaths together. You could even put a hand on your belly to feel the breath moving in and out. And close your eyes. And as you breathe, feel the air moving in and out of your nose. Notice what it feels like. Allow the breath to really fill up your belly. And with each breath, see if you can bring that oxygen, that aliveness into your whole body. This breath filling your whole being down to your knees and your elbows. And another breath, breathing in all the way to your fingertips, the tips of your toes, and the top of your head. And take a few more breaths from that place of depth, breathing to fill your whole body. And this might feel like a comfortable way to breathe. It might feel like a totally different way to move air through your body than you've felt all day. And either way is great. As you're breathing, keeping with those slow, deep breaths, feel your contact points with whatever is supporting you. That might be feet on the floor, or butt on chair, or your back against a wall or a couch. Whatever it is that's connecting your body to the thing that supports it. Feel those points of contact in the way they're supporting you. The weight of your body being met by your seat. Notice how your skin feels right now. Is it cold? Is it warm? Is there a draft or a breeze that you can feel on your skin? Maybe the feeling of your clothing as it touches you. And what do you hear right now? What's the closest thing to you that you can hear? Maybe it's even your own heartbeat. And what's the farthest sound away? And as you're noticing, don't forget to keep breathing as well. And from this grounded place, I invite you to start to visualize and envision yourself as part of the Kahal, the community of Israelites who are awaiting revelation. 3 days ago, Moses came down from the mountain saying that in 3 days, something would start to happen. You awake before sunrise on the third day, in the time when the color hasn't quite returned to the plants around you. And as the morning dawned and light began to return to the world, you hear thunder clapping and lightning begins to flash. The day continues on, and a dense cloud of mist descends upon the mountain. In this misty storm, you hear a horn blaring, a shofar blasting from far away, or maybe from in your heart. And this shofar blast is in dissonance and harmony with the crashes of thunder that continue on the mountain. You feel your body start to tremble, unsure of the ground beneath your feet or what might happen next. You follow your family, your friends, your kin, your community, your people, and you approach the mountain. As you approach, you notice the mountain itself is engulfed in smoke, rising quickly in large clouds. The mountain itself is trembling, mirroring your trembling body as you approach each other. The blast of the shofar upon the mountain is getting louder and louder, and the thunder upon the mountain is matching the sound of the shofar. Thus were the conditions under which the Torah was revealed. Thus was the moment in which the divine revealed the Torah to the people. And before you open your eyes back up again, feel those contact points again. Notice yourself here, now, clothes on your skin, your feet on the floor, your seat supporting you. And take another deep breath, remembering yourself here, now, in this place. Open your eyes and slowly look around and orient to your space, noticing the shapes and patterns and textures that surround you. And take another deep breath. So you're here, we're here. No smoke or fire, clouds of mist or lightning or thunder are surrounding us right now. But each year on Shavuot, we step back into ongoing revelation. That each time words of Torah are spoken, new meaning is breathed into them from the mouth of the speaker and from the ears of the listener. And each of us has the power and has the connection to be a vessel of that revelation, of that Torah as it's being revealed. So we're going to spend a little bit of time in breakout rooms, about 10 minutes or so. And in those breakout rooms, there are a series of questions that can guide your conversation. And I'm going to copy and paste them into the chat in a moment. If being a breakout room is not how you want to reflect right now on your relationship with Torah and revelation, you're also invited to journal on these prompts during this time. It's up to you on what your reflection style will be right now. So I think we're all good to go into breakout rooms right now. Here are some prompts for you all to work through, talk through.
Becca, how many breakout rooms should we put?
Rooms of 3.
Great.
So yeah. And we'll come back together in about 10 minutes. So at 4 minutes after the hour. We'll see you soon.
Hi. Hi, people in the main room.
Welcome back, everyone. Are there still people in breakout
Yeah,
rooms?
do you want to close the rooms?
I think let's bring everyone back in.
Okay, great.
Thank you.
Okay.
Okay, are we back? Welcome back, everyone.
There's still we've invited them back, but there's a few people still
a few more.
making their way back. Yeah.
Okay, great. Perfect.
Like
Okay, welcome back to everyone. I had a really sweet connective conversation, and I hope you all found some little nuggets of wisdom to share and to receive in your conversations. And we're going to take a little bit of time now to like integrate those learnings and to do some like journaling and intention setting all together in this main room. And so I'm going to offer one prompt, an additional prompt to add on, and you can take a few minutes, about 5 minutes, to journal on this or on whatever was coming up in your breakout room. And the prompt is, at Sinai, they called me, ... I'll write it in the chat too. At Sinai, they called me. And if you're feeling stuck or unsure, I invite you to just start writing and see what kind of rumbles out on the page. It doesn't have to make sense or be, logical. And if you're not writing on this chag, you can sit with the question and just see how it moves through you. Maybe go back to those like slow, deep belly breaths that we were doing in the meditation, and just let the question kind of percolate for you. And we'll be journaling for about 5 minutes, and then there will be another invitation prompt. And if you're feeling stuck, just come back to getting words down on the page or come back to your breath. The writing and reflection that you've been doing so far, I invite you to take it one step further. Can you all hear me? Yeah. Okay. That wasn't okay. Great. So using the reflection that you've been doing so far, I invite you to take it one step further into creating an intention for the rest of your Shavuot. What intention, what kavanah, what energy do you want to bring into the rest of your time? And I know some of you were in the session with Rabbi Margie in the last session, and she and I have share a teacher of intention, so this might be some repetition, but write your intention like a prayer that has already been answered in the present tense, in the positive. I release expectations, or I allow myself to dive in, or I feel grounded, or I'm open to revelation, in the positive and the present tense. And in a couple of minutes, there'll be a chance to share intentions out loud, not as a way of, performing, but as a way of being able to weave a web of intention in which we're holding each other even from a distance through the screen across time and space. So we'll take about 2 more minutes of reflection, and then there will be a chance to read your intentions out loud, to share them with the whole group. will move into sharing now. And I think we'll just go, if you feel ready to share, you can write your name in the chat, and I'll just call the names when it's time, just so it's like clear who's up. And if you feel nervous to share your intention, sometimes that means it's the exact right moment to speak it out loud and allow people to hear you and witness you. Okay, Nancy, start us off. Oh, Nancy, you're muted.
Yes. I live in safety and peace. I didn't say what they called me at Sinai, but that's the.
We hear you. Thank you. Okay. Ellen. Ellen, you were muted. Can you unmute yourself and share again so we can hear you?
Better?
Yeah.
What they called me at Sinai is Ellen, which means shining light. And I always share the meaning of it with anyone else whose name is Ellen that I encounter in my life. And what's so interesting about my name at Sinai, the first two letters, L, means God, right? Elohim, etc. And so that is absolutely what they called me at Sinai. And my intention is to stay as open as I am at this moment to whatever I experience, to whatever revelations flow into me. Yeah. Okay.
Thank you. And Leah, you are next.
My kavanah was, I am an open vessel for breath, and also share just a couple lines of my journaling. At Sinai, they called me and I called back to them. We were all there together, collapsing time, a flattened slinky, a never-ending string, not web.
Thank you. Adele.
My intention, I allow myself to breathe consciously, grounding and energizing, opening to receive revelation.
Thank you. We have just a couple more minutes. If there's anyone who wants to share their intention, great. Kat.
My kavanah is on this Shavuot, I soften to the kindness of revelation, healing, holy, whole, a poem.
Thank you. And we have time for a couple more if you're feeling called, inspired. Yeah, Bracha.
On Sinai, they called me the one who understood. So my kavanah is to help myself and that I encountered during the rest of the holiday and going forward to feel understood.
Thank you. And Shira, you will be our final share for the night.
At Sinai, they called me God. At Sinai, they called me a deliverer. At Sinai, they called me the waters of the sea that were splitting as fish flew down. At Sinai, they opened a womb, and out burst the flowers of Mother, of Earth, of my Father, of our life here together. At Sinai, we came to receive. We came to be delivered, and we were delivered through.
Beautiful, all of them. Thank you so much. That's the end of our time together. I'm feeling the resonance of all of your intentions, all of your shares, everything I've both heard and felt from all of you tonight. So thank you so much for being here. And I just want to offer a blessing for your Shavuot, for ease and for beauty, for openness, and feeling held, and for revelation to continue throughout the night, whether it comes through your dream time or in your waking hours of learning together. So thank you all so much. Chag Sameach. Take care.
Chag Sameach. Thank you, Becca.
Yes, thank you very much.
Thank you so much. Chag Sameach.
Chag Sameach.